Gene Pastula in the house. Hello there, Gene. How you doing there, bud?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good to see you.
Yes.
I teased this a few minutes ago. At what age are you too old to manage your money? Robert Powell from MarketWatch wrote about this the other day, and I think it's interesting, and I want to run this by you because, well, you're getting pretty old.
Getting up there, yep.
Most Americans tend not to worry about their ability to manage their money as they age, but they should, says Mr. Powell. A new study reveals the ages at which aging Americans lose their ability to pay bills, handle debt, maintain good credit, assess an investment's potential return relative to its risk, and detect fraud. The good news first. Most people who don't suffer from cognitive impairment can continue managing their money in their 70s and 80s, according to a report just published by the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College. But of course, some older Americans, and especially financial novices, who take over money management after the death of a spouse will need help. The authors of the report concluded that, quote, most people with a cognitive impairment will need help managing their money to prevent fraud or abuse, and providing this assistance effectively will require overcoming several obstacles. Enter Gene Pastula. You know about those obstacles very, very well, because even if people aren't cognitively impaired, there are many, many obstacles that prevent people from doing stuff that you know and I know is the right thing to do.
I think anybody over the age of 31 should be seeking guidance.
In managing their money.
Yeah.
Well, especially this trader dude. You see the story about this young kid that bought put options on Apple? He had made millions of dollars and then doing his day trading and all that stuff, lost all but $249,000. So he bet the farm. He wrote a 5,000 word package on how Apple, when the earnings come out, you know, he's shorting it or he's going to buy puts and he's going to get all that millions back. Apple's earnings came out and it went up. And he lost everything. So, yeah, maybe you're right.
Easy come, easy go, you know. He's a young guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was probably his one big hit, getting those millions in the first place, and now he's done. You know, I think that everybody has there is no, like, you know, if you're 72 and a half, then you should start looking to, you know, to have someone else manage your funds. I should have had somebody managing my funds, you know, 30 years ago. But I can never find anybody I could trust. Yeah, I mean, I work with, you know, like hundreds of financial planners, and couldn't find one that I trust with my money.
So what did you do? Did you just buy newsletters and do it on your own?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, actually, you know what I did? I bought mutual funds and didn't pay attention to them.
Well, that's probably pretty smart.
Well, it turned out to be okay. I mean, I don't know. How do you know if you've done well with a financial planner? Because whatever he or she did for you, you've got nothing to compare it with. What would happen if you'd used somebody else? Or you'd have lucked into a hot deal on at a cocktail party and bet the farm on it. I mean, the problem is there's no way of really knowing, you know, that you did the best or anything else. It's a matter of being satisfied that your funds have been taken care of and you're satisfied with the results. And most of that comes from finding an advisor that you trust and that you like, and you enjoy the relationship with that person, and obviously, and he's not losing your money every year. But other than that, there is no pat answer. I mean, to write an article and say that at some point you got to. Now, I will say, and I've experienced it myself. hopefully kidding earlier about my
Not really.
advanced age. Okay, well.
Not really.
All right, well, anyway, I'm going, that's exactly right. Because I have a whole lot of things going on, and I'm using that as an excuse. But I forget details. I forget to do things. I forget why I made a decision on this particular stock, especially if it went down.
Well, they claim that your abilities in that department do start to wane, like starting at age 50 or something, start going down and down and down. And we all do that. I mean, you're a little bit older than me, and I can relate because I'll be driving down the road and trying to loosen my load, and got 7 women. No, I don't. I really don't. And I'll be heading down the 5, and I needed to be on the 163 because I've been daydreaming, or I'm out there, thinking about the show or something else. And so I think there's a lot of benefit to having somebody coach you as you get older. And let me just make one other point, because you've been there, I'm sure. Let's just use this as an example. Use me as an example, or perhaps you. I make all the big-time financial decisions, but my wife handles all the day-to-day bills and stuff. But she would have no clue on what to do with our money if something happened to me. So there needs to be someone in the mix that would help her, because if I, bail out in the middle of the night, what's she gonna do?
See, and of course, my approach, generally speaking, obviously every individual is different, but I'm in the business of providing certain services to individuals, financial services, and particularly in retirement and what have you. And what I've chosen, the path that I've chosen, is to deal in specific solutions to specific issues or problems that people face in their life. And obviously we're talking about, I talk about insurance and annuities and that sort of thing. And the difference between them and all the other things that we could discuss or you discuss on this show is that they are all designed to pick a specific issue that a person wants to deal with. Leaving a legacy, preparing for the time when they need to be cared for. I deal with that now almost a daily basis, because my aged mother is now 94 and still in assisted living, and we're talking about power wheelchairs and all this kind of stuff, and there's a cost there. And then, and continually having continual income dependable. Now, I got to tell you, most of the people that I've talked to in the last couple of years on this show have been individuals who do not have as much regular, dependable income as they like, and we can talk about that.
We will
talk about that.
We will talk about that with Gene Pastula. Perhaps one of the more important conversations we'll have on this show. But you also brought up legacy. And I think about legacy almost every day of my life nowadays. And I want you to give me some legacy advice when we come back. 844-RAY Show. If you want to get a hold of Gene, by the way, it's safemoneymonitor.com. That's what he does. He monitors safe money alternatives. We'll be back.